Hello, what's your name and where are you from?
Hello, my name is Tesia Davis. I'm from Austin originally, but right now I'm in Houston, and I'm a member of Pure Justice.
Awesome, wonderful. Welcome to Houston. Tasia, can you please share your thoughts about a person in jail because of an alleged crime that may or may not be true?
I think that is not right for someone to be sitting in jail if they're alleged to have committed a crime without being knowing if they're guilty or not guilty. It's a waste of time.
Okay, all right. How would you feel if you found out that innocent people, are sitting behind bars simply because they cannot afford their bail?
I would feel as though the system is broken in that sense because that is given the false sense of that if you do have enough money, you can do whatever, get caught for whatever, and get out. Versus if you don't have the funds, you're just gonna be sitting there, innocent or not.
Yes, yes. Um, did you know that over 40% of Americans can't afford a $400 emergency, according to the Kinder Institute at Rice University?
I did not know that, but it makes sense.
A $400 emergency, yeah. Well, then, Tasia, how would you feel if I told you that there are people behind bars right now who could not afford a $100 bail bond for a low level charge or offense?
It's disheartening to know that someone is behind bars for $100 when we know that not everybody has the means. Like the question before, $400 emergency. So that $100 is definitely still an emergency type money. So I don't think that that's right for someone to be sitting behind bars for $100.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you feel communities are safer by releasing those that can afford bail over those that cannot afford to bail out, and why?
No, I don't think that safety has anything to do with monetary means at all. Because just because somebody has $1 billion and murders someone doesn't mean that the person with no money murder someone is less of a murderer. They're both murderers. So that's how I feel about that.
Hmm.
Cause shit is just it's not right.
Yeah.
People shouldn't have to be, you know, chastised because of they don't have the funds or money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you know what a PR bond is? Are you familiar with that term?
I believe it's personal reconnaissance or personal bond.
Personal recognizance.
Okay.
Personal recognizance bond. And generally, are you familiar with what that means, or how does one acquire one?
From what I believe, I think that is if you go to the magistrate and you go to court when you're in jail, you have an option to either you can sign a piece of paper saying that you will come back to court or you'll go back to jail if you don't pay the money. Or if you mess up again, you have to pay the full amount of bill. But I'm
Absolutely.
not sure though.
Well, that's very, very close. A PR bond basically is a release from jail, requiring or stipulating that you meet the requirements, that it's a nonviolent offense, that it's low level, that it's your first offense, criminal offense, and generally it's set aside for individuals who are indigent or poor or impoverished or can't pay whatever the bail amount that was set for them. So they're released from prison or from jail back into the general population with the promise, as you stated, to return to court hearings or the trial, or whatever they're asked to attend. Have you or someone in your household ever been incarcerated and received a bond more than you or they could afford? And if so, how long did that individual stay in jail before you or they were able to pay the bond?
Not incarcerated and not been able to pay a bond. I have been locked up, but it was a PR bond for $20, so I was able to afford that.
Okay.
Never able to. Not. I was never in a situation where I wasn't able to pay, or know anybody who wasn't able to pay in my family.
How long were you in jail before you were able to pay the $20?
Maybe 22 hours of that.
Okay, in the first 24 hours. Thinking back on any experiences that you may have had with bailing someone out of jail or yourself, is there a time when you felt that the cash bail system was unfair or unequal because some folks do have the money to bail out and then others don't, even when facing the exact same criminal charge? So in what ways do you feel that the cash bail system is unjust?
I think the cash bail system is unjust because, like for instance, with somebody committing the same crime, and the the thing that will get them out or keep them in is whether or not they have money. And I don't understand why money has anything to do with someone's freedom. Because you're taking away someone's freedom because they don't have the amount of money to be able to be free again, but yet the same time they're sitting in there being locked up outside from the outside world. That means that they're losing money that they could be gaining to pay whatever fees that needs to be paid, or to obtain a attorney that will actually represent them, versus somebody who has the money that can just get out, and that just doesn't sit right.
Yeah.
It's just corrupt.
Absolutely. Good point. Tesia, what do you think about a bail system whereas all accused of certain low-level crimes are deemed innocent until proven guilty, and no requirement of cash bail should be used to determine their length of stay in jail? I mean, how do you feel about abolishing cash bail altogether?
Altogether for like non-violent offenses, or just
Yes.
altogether?
Non-violent offenses, grouping non-violent offenses, misdemeanor offenses, low-level charges, a group of them.
Yeah.
What do you say about just abolishing cash bail altogether for those charges?
I said that would be something that would work and should be implemented, because, and then whenever you just bring it back to historically, the sense of holding somebody until someone comes to pay cash goes back 300, 400 years, centuries, closer to maybe even the late 1800s, early 1900s. So that sense of someone just waiting there for someone before someone can give them money to get out, like that's not right. So I think that if you did end cash bail, it would be a good thing, and it may promote more or less crime, because they don't have to go out there and try to make money up for what they lost while in jail.
Absolutely. Good point. Great point. We're almost finished. This is the last question. In your opinion, is the community safer by housing people in jail who are innocent or have committed misdemeanor crimes that cannot afford a bail? Or would it be better to invest tax dollars in community programs that improve the quality of life and address the inequities in society that cause individuals to commit crime?
It would definitely be better to not have cash bail and let people out and just be free, because there's no sense of having someone just keep paying money and nothing's changing. So if you do invest, reallocate the funds to somewhere that's going to have like community impact, we can stop the reason why people are going to jail in the first place, and cut out on some of the recidivism that causes crime to go up in the first place, and causes people to not have the things that they need to have in order to be able to have emergency funds for emergency situations. So yeah, I definitely feel like get rid of cash money and reallocate the funds to social services for the community.
Absolutely. Great. Well, thank you for your time, Tesia, and thank you for all that you're doing in the community with Pure Justice.
Thank you.
Have a good day.